So today's topic is operating system. Today we are discussing about introduction to operating system. It's fourth semester, OU fourth semester, and we have theory and lab. So we'll discuss about unit 1. Unit 1 are all the basics. We'll learn about the concept of operating system, the basic definitions of operating system, followed by generations of operating system, and followed by what are the different types of operating system that uh, exist, and what are the services that are provided by operating system to the user and the system. Also, system calls are the ones by using them we provide some operating system services. Then what are the different types of structures from 1960s, 1970s, and today we are discussing about all the structures of operating system. Finally, we'll discuss about concept of virtual machine. What is virtual machine and what is virtual operating system, what it will do. So the first topic is concept of operating system. We'll see the definitions. There is no fixed definition for operating system, but so there are multiple definitions. Out of those, whatever the requirement, based on the requirement, the definitions are taken. So the basic definition of operating system is the operating system acts as intermediary between the user of computer and the computer hardware. Okay, so it's user of computer hardware and user user of computer and computer hardware. So the purpose of this particular operating system is it provides an environment within which the user can execute the programs in a convenient and efficient manner. So the different types of operating systems are: one, mainframe operating system; two, personal computers; and there are something called workstations and mobile operating systems. So depends upon the device, uh, we'll use the operating system. There are different the examples of operating systems that are now used is Windows. Then there is Mac OS. Then Android. For iPhones, there is iPhone softwares, iPhone OS. Okay, so Windows is Microsoft based operating system. Mac is Apple based operating system. Then Android designed by Google. iPhones operating system that will be Apple only. This is a distribution of Apple. So operating system is an intermediary between user and hardware. Okay. So if you take this, the operating system is intermediary between computer hardware and computer user. User access the computer hardware using some application programs. What are the different applications? Compilers, assemblers, text editors, database, and whatever. If you want to play some videos, you can use video applications. If you want to watch some images, you can use JPG or JPG or MPG application that supports JPG and MPG applications. If you are writing some data, text or numbers, you can use text editors like Notepad and etc. So where all these are stored? All these are stored in computer hardware. The example of computer hardware is your RAM, ROM, and CPU. RAM, ROM, CPU, etc. These are your hardware. So to access these devices, you need some applications. You need some application. These applications runs on operating system. Okay, that's why it is intermediary between your user and computer hardware. So, what are other definitions of operating system? One, operating system acts as resource manager. The resources of your computer is one, CPU, two, memory. The memory can be categorized into primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory, there are two. First one is random access memory. Second one is read only memory. Then there is something called secondary memory. Secondary memory, that's your hard disk drives and solid state disk. And there is tertiary memory, that is CDs and DVDs and USBs. All these are belongs to memory. So there are some input output devices are there, like printers, scanners, joysticks, and etc., keyboards, mouse. So they are comes under input and output. These are the resources of your computer, basic resource of your computer. So to access these resources, the operating system will acting as resource manager. That means every user to execute some particular process, their process in its lifetime, it needs some resources, either of these resources. So operating system allocates those resources based on the requirements of the process. Okay, that's why it is called resource manager. Once the process execution is completed, then whatever the resources that is allocated to that particular process p1, suppose that it is allocated some cpu cycles and some memory and one or two IO devices. Once the execution is completed, it will deallocate those resources that is assigned to the process. And next one, it is also called as control program. It is also called as control program that is used to manage the execution of processes. And if there are any errors, it will find out the errors. Especially it concerns the control of IO device. How many input output devices are assigned to a process, how many CPU cycles are assigned to a process, everything, and how the process is executing, from where the process, from which device the process is moving, from which device, everything is controlled by operating system. Okay, so how these resources are managed and control, how the program execution is controlled by operating system, we'll discuss in later chapters. Operating system provides an environment within which other programs can do useful work. It is also one definition of operating system. See, here all we are discussing about only definitions. The detailed explanation will be discussed in the coming units. And there are some terms related to operating system that we often use these particular terms. First one is kernel, second one system program, third one application programs. So kernel is the core component of operating system, so which will run, the kernel starts running when your computer turn on. Okay, so whenever you start your computer, the kernel program is also starts executing. Once the kernel program is executing, then it loads all other all other soft programs that is installed in your software. So what is the responsibility of kernel? It manages the processes, it manages the resources and files. Okay, so system programs, these are the programs that are associated with your operating system but not necessarily part of your kernel. There are application programs, we'll specifically called as user application programs. These are not associated with the operating system. Okay, so kernel is a core component of operating system. System programs supports the operating system, but it is not part of kernel. Then there is something called user applications program, which is not even part of kernel and not even part of system program operating system. They are actually installed by the user. Okay, right? So that's it for this particular video.